Allow me to be the bearer of bad news again, but allow me to report the truth to you in a true, straight way. We're all totally oblivious to what's going on because the news media is a corporatocracy that is actually sold out to the corporations. And make no mistake about these so-called quote-unquote presidential debates where it's only a two-party dictatorship that is involved in these things, i.e. Barack Hussein Obama and Mitt Romney. The sad part about it is that you people out there who continue to keep playing this dog and pony show, watching this circus over and over and over again, you think that they're going to better your life. I remember years and years and years ago, I stood up in the pulpit years and years ago, probably about 15 years ago, and I said the United States of America is going to become a third world country right before our very eyes. And nobody's going to do nothing to stop it. And I'm sitting there watching this come to pass. Of course, the elders and the people that's been with me for a long time can verify this, but we're blindfolded by fantasy football. We're blindfolded by all the games, just like the Romans were. We're blindfolded by the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, NASCAR. We got so much entertainment going on today that people do not pay attention to the things that is really, truly news and information that will affect your life. I said all that to say this, that there's a corporation up there by the name of TransCanada. Now, everybody talks about the I-31 corridor or something, but there's a pipeline that is going in. And it's coming all the way from North America. And you go back in those debates and you pay attention to Mitt Romney talking about having energy independence for America and North America. Notice North America and North America. North America is Canada, all right? But this Trans-American Corporation is going to be running toxic oil from Texas, or from Canada to Texas, Texas to Canada, along the pipeline, and we're going to be left with the disease of this whole entire thing. But you know what's sad is that there's a total media blackout of the real true facts that are going on here today. There's a 78-year-old woman that owns 300 acres, and this corporation has came in under the so-called quote-unquote lax laws of Texas eminent domain, and is actually bulldozing, clearing out her land against her will. She's alive, still on this land. She's there protesting. And you know what the American police does in Texas? They arrest the woman for protesting on her own land, and there's a total media blackout about this. Even the neighbors. I mean, she's standing in front of a bulldozer. You remember that lady named Corey that stood over that bulldozer over in Israel some years ago, and them Israelis ran this woman over because she didn't want those Israeli tanks bulldozing the Palestinian homes with the little that they had left. And when you go look at the map, you'll see a great genocide is going on. And it ain't the Palestinians making a genocide against the Israelis. It's the Israelis making a genocide against the Palestinians. But when you have them as your so-called quote-unquote allies, and you give them to the tune of $17 billion a year in aid and all type of military aid and stuff, what do you think the American people are going to continue to keep doing when they're inundated in their mind, when all they do is go to Starbucks, watch NFL, NBA, they care about who wins the NASCAR championship and stuff, and the real issues that are going on in their life, when by the time it does happen, even in this information age right here, it's going to be too late for many of them to make any changes. But I tell you what, it's a sad thing. And the police there in Texas arrested this woman for stopping the corporate bulldozers of TransCanada from tearing up her land to put in this oil pipeline. America, huh? And this is even the worst part of it. Not one politician, not one politician's mentioned anything about it. Not one lawyer has done anything about it. And the biggest mistake that's being made is that these people are going to go to the court system that is jacked up and owned by the corporations to try to get what they call justice. I tell you, it's over. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's sad. Who'd ever thought that a woman could get arrested on her own land because a corporation from another country decides they want to buy this land in order to run an oil pipeline, and then our own so-called quote-unquote police, see, I keep telling y'all, this is a new world order, arrest her for protesting on her own land. The woman was willing even to get ran over by the bulldozer. I mean, it is sad. I tell you what I do. The link is kind of long. I guess you can listen to the first 10 minutes, but if you want to, it's connected to a third-party presidential debate, which is pretty pathetic. It's on RT, but it only has, I'm not talking about the debate being pathetic. I'm talking about the amount of exposure that this debate is getting is pretty pathetic. And it's sad. It's really sad. We got all these different candidates that's running for president, but yet we only get the same two corptocracy in this fascist communist state. And that's what it's quickly. I don't care what anybody says. That is what this country is now. What has to happen is a paradigm shift. You people have got to stop thinking under the illusion of what old America used to be, quote unquote, so-called be. And you have to start thinking the way that these powers that be, these devils are thinking, just so you can function and think right. Because if you don't, I tell you what, you're setting yourself ultimately up for utter failure. And all America, you getting ready to understand what chattel slavery is all about. You might as well get ready, America, because this new system is coming in. It's not going to discriminate based on anybody, color or skin. This is about rich versus poor. And the middle class is all but eradicated in this country. You better wake up. You better wake up real fast. Check out at least the first 10 minutes of this video if you want understanding of what I just got finished saying. I tell you what, it's a sad, sad thing that I've even had to come on here. And I'm just a little old small fry. I'm a little old small fry of a pastor trying to do my job. First of all, number one, to wake the people up, to get them to understand the real issues that are going on here in this life, because you're not going to get it by the mainstream news media. They all have made a decision that they are going to serve the corporations along with the lawyers and our courts and our total judicial system. We've got to practice dissent. That's what we have to do. Check it out.